Good evening, hey replay viewers. How are you? Good evening. Hi, Miss Taylor. Good evening. How are you? Hey, Periscope viewers. Miss Taylor, how are you doing this evening? Thank you for coming in to my scope. Royal Naturally, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the scope. Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, so my name is AdrienneB. Where am I? I'm right here. I'm right here. That's where I am. I had to run quickly and take care of some business, and I will fill you in on the details later. But yeah, so all is well. I just wanted to take some time because I know that there are a lot of, thank you very much. How are you, Royal? Hey, Jay Chantel, how are you, sweetie? Sweetie pie. I just want to take some time because I know so many people are new to Periscope. It's very new. I think Periscope, yeah, I'm hungry too, Nay. I think Periscope started, what was it, in March? I know that Catch.me started in March. Hey sis, how are you? So I wanted to just give some brief tips to people who are just beginning to use Periscope. Periscope is very exciting to me because it's like you can consider it your blog, your personal blog. You're allowing viewers, either people you know, people on your list, or people across the globe into your world, and this is your platform to be able to express to them what your beliefs are. Or let's say you're into makeup and you just want to do tutorials. This is a perfect place to come and just explain what your gifts are to other people. I think this is a great opportunity. So I just wanted to go over just some of the basics of Periscope. I've been on for probably about 2 months. Welcome everybody who's coming in. Thank you so much for viewing. Again, I'm going to go over just some Periscope basics. Everything that you would need to know in order to scope. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's not difficult at all. And one of the things I want to do is encourage you to not be, hola, hey Moise. One of the things I want to do is to encourage you to not be afraid to do it. You are literally sitting in a room by yourself with your phone. There is no one in the room with you. You shouldn't be intimidated. You should be comfortable to just, talk. And I'm going to go back to that point very shortly. But I'm just going to start. Welcome, Jesse. I'm just going to start at the beginning. I'll just talk about myself for a minute. Again, my name is AdrienneB. I can be found on Instagram and YouTube. I have a YouTube channel as well as AB Royalty. That's my handle on all of my social media from my personal stuff. So basically, I came in contact this week with a bunch of people who are on Periscope. I'm not going to call you Periscope creepers, but a lot of people are on and they're watching broadcasts and they're finding their favorite people that they like to follow, and they're watching. They don't participate, and it's nothing to participate. You can jump into the comments and speak, or you can just tap the screen if someone's saying something. Creeper. Don't be a creeper. If someone's saying something that you love, throw hearts in there. You double tap, triple tap the screen just to show support. And what happens is you get that back. Once you decide to go on and talk to people about what you're passionate about, and they start double tapping, it's encouragement to people. Because we have some newbies that come on and they're scared to scope. I have some people, not just one person, but multiple people, they'll come on and they'll say something for like 2 seconds and then jump off because they're nervous. But it's important to support others because, we like to receive support, but it's also good to support others. But I'll just briefly talk about Periscope. Basically, let me see. What are some of the things I wanted to touch on? Okay, first of all, let me start by saying I've been traveling all day. So the notes that I did have, I had to jot down some notes. And just go off of this for now. But yeah, I had an outline. Hey, Kay Nicole, what's up, girl? I had a whole outline and everything, but so I'm just gonna go off of these quick notes that I have here. But so Periscope, it's just broadcast. You decide what you want it to be for. If you want it to be for makeup, like my sis that just came in, Kay Nicola, she is the owner. She's the CEO or owner of Training Beauty. Thank you so much. She's the owner of Training Beauty. You can go follow her if you like. Also, she's awesome. And she has beauty boxes. She has wonderful makeup, and I think they have monthly boxes. They have really good stuff. Nicola, what is your website, by the way? If you can throw that up so people can see, but you can go to her for that. Then you have people on here that are scoping about how to, you're welcome, sweet, how to make money. Like, there are some people, I follow some people on here that literally make money every time they scope, every time, like thousands of dollars. There's a way to monetize your scope. So if you're interested in getting into business, that's trainbeauty.com. Follow K Nicola for that. If you're interested in makeup and her beauty boxes, check her out. Some people come on to Periscope. Also, I'm going to use K Nicola as an example. Again, it was probably 2 weeks ago on a Friday, she decided to do a mixer where everyone came into her group and everyone just started exchanging information. Through that, she actually pointed someone in my direction, because what I do also is I'm a seamstress. So through that mixer, someone contacted me in order for me to make a garment for them. So you can use it for networking. If there's some scopes people do, let's say they love beaches. That's something else that I love. I have someone, her name is By the Seashore. She sells items that have a lot to do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is for you. Welcome. I appreciate it, K Nicola. Thank you everyone who is sharing with your followers. I appreciate it very much. I just talking about, like, just if you find something that you like and you want to scope about that, don't be afraid. What I started to do when I first started to scope is I was outside walking around and I had the camera turned to, like, the atmosphere, showing trees and stuff like that. You have to be comfortable in front of the camera, of course. You don't want to be, like, all shy. I'm shy by nature, but again, I'm sitting in the room and there's no one in here with me. And although I'm reading back and forth the comments and everything, you should be comfortable. You're talking to your phone. It's, but so when I first started scoping, I was scoping trees and scenery and just talking to whoever popped in. Then I got to know some people. There's some people that I talk to quite regularly, but take your time. But you shouldn't, there's so much that you have to share to other people, and other people are interested in hearing what you have to say. So I want to encourage you not to be ashamed. Yeah, I didn't like to always just have the camera on me initially. Now I'm good. I'm a pro. No, I'm just kidding. But I didn't like to just have the camera on me, and even someone else in the room, Margaret. Margaret, say hey to everybody, because I don't remember what your handle is exactly. But Margaret will do nature scope. So she'll walk around and just show the beautiful scenery in the area she's in. We have people, I watch a lot of scopes that are on the beach. I've watched scopes in Hawaii. Every day there's a gentleman that he scopes the sunset in St. Vincent every day, and I don't miss it. Every time he pops up, I pop in, because it's like you're traveling the world, but you're doing it just from the internet, which I think is amazing. So I think Periscope opens up, it just opens up the world. This, to me, I don't know if anyone remembers Yahoo Chat. I didn't do AOL. Yes, and then the heart. Boom. I didn't do AOL Chat, but when Yahoo... Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you share your followers. But here's the thing with that. Hi, Margaret. Margaret she's the one who does nature scope. So if you're interested in nature and seeing the fall colors and the change of... seasons, you can follow Margaret and she'll definitely show you all of that. What was I saying? What was my point? Let me go to the next point. I know that using Periscope is different on iPhone than it is on Android. I know that if you want to share, and I'm not just talking about this scope, I'm just talking about in general. If you're watching a scope that you're interested in and you want to share it with your followers, if you have an iPhone, you would swipe to the right and then you'd be able to share there. If you have an Android, you would swipe up and you'd be able to share there. This is the thing. You're going to go into a million scopes and everyone is going to suggest that you share the information that they're speaking of. This is my personal opinion. My personal opinion is, before you share with your followers, you need to determine whether or not what the person that you're listening to is saying is worth sharing. Because what I find is a lot of people come in and it's sharing everything. I'm exaggerating. I have 75 messages saying, oh, check this out. And it's like, I don't like to just go into anyone's scope to just listen to what anyone has to say. So it has to be something worth listening to. So the other point is, if someone shares 30 things within 20 minutes, that's the fastest way to get unfollowed because I don't, one, my phone is blowing up, but two, don't just share everything because the person says, hey, share this. First, you need to listen and determine if it's worth sharing. If it's not, don't share it. If you know that you're listening to something that has to do with makeup and you have like 37 guys on your page and 2 girls, share it with the 2 girls. In my opinion, it's like, be smart about it. If you know that half of your list is not interested in making cookies, don't share it with those people. Share it with the people who you feel would be interested in what the person is showing you or telling you. Because all day long I'll be like, what is this? What? Bananas? I don't want to see that. Yeah, but that's just Adrienne's opinion. So, that's one thing. Another thing, what I try to do, I like to share a lot of stuff. But what I share is something that I find important to me. And if I'm sharing something and you don't want to hear it, let me know. I won't share as often. Like I said, I just don't jump in and share everything because the person says, share this. I don't do what I'm from New York. We don't just do what everyone tells us to do. We kind of, you got to feel it out first and determine whether or not it's worth sharing. And then if it is, I'm going to give you all the information. One of the people that I follow on Periscope is Scopra. Her name is Nicole Walters. Nicole Scopra Walters. She's at Natural Nicole. That's what it's called. At Natural Nicole. At NAPTURAL Nicole. Natural Nicole, yes, God. She started off as a natural hair blogger, right? But right now she is a business strategist. She'll give you the rundown of who she is. She is one person. Her website is called monetizethyself.com. This young woman, she's about 31 years old, is literally teaching people how to monetize their Periscope. She quit her job earlier. Yeah, she's on Instagram also as at Natural Nicole. You can find her on YouTube as well. She is teaching people how to monetize their Periscope. Yes, because she's amazing. She is the truth. She teaches people. She has a lot of different courses. She has 1K in one day where she teaches people how to make $1,000 in a day. Her name is Nicole Scopra Walters on Periscope. On Instagram is at Natural, like nap. Did I touch nap? NAPTURAL. Is that correct? Natural. At Natural Nicole. Did you see me touch the kitchen? At Natural Nicole on Periscope. She teaches you how to make money. She will sit down with you. Now, one of her famous phrases is, I can't type it. Can someone type it? I can't, yeah. Someone type it in the chat if you can. Nicole, if you're in here, can you add it, please? Yes, that's it. Yep. At Natural. I hope I spelled it right initially, but yeah. That is her. She will not do free. That is correct. But what she learned, I'm not going to give you her whole rundown because she will give it to you. And what happens is when she jumps on, you've got about 30 seconds to get into her chat because otherwise it closes. Every time she scopes, she has over 1,000 people in each scope. She teaches you how to monetize yourself. Her website is called monetizethyself.com. She worked for corporate America and she helped a $1 million company. I think the company is $1 billion company. She assisted them in making millions. And what she does is she assists small business owners in doing the same thing. So she's a good person to follow. Another one who is very popular on Periscope is Alex Pettit. He's in London, I believe. Alex, and his last name is spelled Pettitte. He's in London. He always tells you in the mornings what the new tech releases. I'm a nerd, so I care about tech stuff. He comes on in the morning and he tells you about the newest things that Periscope is doing. He tells you what new thing maybe Facebook is doing or Twitter. He always has great information, so I like to catch him. Yeah, you got to follow him. Even if you don't follow him, look for him and just check out one of his scopes. He comes on the same time every morning. By the time I get to work, it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and he's showing us all something. Welcome back, Margaret. He shows good information. Now, I don't have his name is Alex Pettit. Now, this is the thing. He's always doing these experiments, so his thumbnail picture is not going to be of a man. Just look for, I'm going to write it down. You told me to write it down. I could have wrote it on paper. I wasn't thinking. At Alex Pettit. Am I spelling this right? I hope so. Okay. I hope that's showing the right way, because I don't know. Alex Pettit. So try it. I know it's Pettitt. I'm not sure if there's an E at the end, but that's his name. And he does great scopes every morning. He does scopes in the evening as well. There's another guy by the name of, what's his name? Orion. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. I try. Thank you. Yeah, Orion is in London. He does London scopes. He'll go to like all the churches and just beautiful buildings. He once did a scope from underneath. No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else. Somebody did a scope from underneath the Eiffel Tower. Like, can you imagine what that looks like? I'm sitting on my phone like, oh my gosh, which this is giving me places that I want to visit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go here and see this. I have to go here and see this. But anyway, I'm ranting right now. Periscope is a great place to be. Yeah. Listen, it's a problem. From underneath, I actually posted a picture of underneath the Eiffel Tower on my Instagram, because I'm like, whoever shows you the view, his name is Orion. Margaret, if you're in here, do you have his full name? Is it just... It's a guy, a nice, sweet guy from the Philippines. Orion, I believe that's how you spell his name. There's no E. Okay, so it's Pettitt, yes. Orion. Am I giving you? Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's that. What else did I want to tell you? The purpose of the hearts. Yeah, it's a problem. It is. But this is what I was saying earlier. I compare this to the old school Yahoo chat days. So back in the day when I was in my 20s, Orion, yes, try that. When I was in my 20s, I used to chat on Yahoo. Not to date, not all the ASL, I didn't do that. But what I did do was, back in the day, there was a Caribbean chat room, and I used to find myself in there all the time. I think it was Carib chat, where there was a lot of reggae music playing. There was a lot of DJs playing and a lot of conversation going on. So I would find, it was like a little... I was kind of antisocial, so hi Yvonne, welcome. He scopes from London, so all types of different places. His scopes are very interesting, very, very interesting. Yes, yes, both of them are very good as well. Yes. So for Yahoo, I used to go in the rooms, and the people that would go in there every day. They were like family. It's like a family communication, and it's like, first of all, like Kay Nicola, when I go meet her, we're already cool. I just met her on Periscope, what was it, 2 weeks ago? But you're making relationships with people. These are real relationships with people. And it's the same thing that I found back with Yahoo back in the day. And I feel like this is the modern day chat, you know. We're inviting you into our space to teach you about us or whatever it is that we're an expert on. I have a business page as well. I haven't done any scopes on the business page, but I do sew. So when I do sew or do a project like that, yes, he's good as well. When I do a project, I'm going to scope what I'm doing to show people the process of that project. So anyone who's into sewing or garments or fabric or anything like that, find that interesting, then they can watch those scopes. But there's something on here for everyone. And I feel like everyone has something to offer. And again, you shouldn't be scared to talk to people about your passion. It's like a journal. It's like a public journal. And you'd be surprised. You will find someone. Let me see. I'm on the channel list. Let me see. I hope so. I'm glad. Get it in, girl. Get it in for me. Get it in. Get on the treadmill. Get it in. You're going to find like-minded people, people with similar passions, people that have something to offer. I feel like just share. Don't be afraid. And this is another thing you can do. If you have some personal friends that are on Periscope, you can do a private chat. I can't do it right now, but there's a way to direct your scope directly to one person. I don't know what your name is. Is it you're at ISBY? What is your name? So the other day she came on and she had a question, and then I was able to, she was doing a public scope and she had a question, and I just popped in and Renee, hey Renee, okay. So you're Renee and I'm Adrienne, okay. Renee had a question and I happened to pop into her scope and she asked it. So I responded, just a private chat, just me to her. You can private chat someone that you're familiar with, so you can sit down. Like before I started this chat, I came on and I talked to my daughter. I'm like, all right, Nay, give me a critique. Am I looking okay? It's this, that, and the other. So you become comfortable with talking. Like I'm not looking at my picture. I'm looking at the camera right now. But you become comfortable talking to your phone. And you become comfortable when you're speaking with someone that you know. Then if you decide to put the location on and people may jump in from the area and they're talking to you, it just becomes more comfortable. Kay Nicola can tell you as well. You start to become more comfortable, then you, yeah, she's feeling okay. She's in the room, Nay. Kay Nicola wants to know if you're feeling better. She's away in school. She's like, and she's finishing up her semester now. She's like, come on. She's like, Mom, I could have gotten sick this whole semester, but now this cold came. But yeah, so keep her in prayer. Everybody keep my daughter in prayer, please. She's got a little head cold. You know what it is to be stressed in school and then the semester's ending and then all of a sudden you relax and then the cold hits. So that's what happened. But, what was that saying? Getting to know people. Oh, private scopes. Just take your time and do it. But I'm sure you're not feeling better. I'm sorry, babe. You'll become comfortable. And if you decide to, whatever your thing is, whatever your niche is, share it with the world. Somebody needs to see it. Somebody needs to hear it. If it's ministry, I follow a few people. I follow Pastor Marvin Sapp. You know, of course, I can't think of any of his songs right now. Took the best of me and everyone else around me. I only see the worst in me. Him. So he comes on when he's traveling. He travels for ministry basically every day. He tries to be home on Sundays for his church. I think he's a bishop, Bishop Marvin Sapp. But he travels all the time. And what he does is pop-up prayer. So it could be any random time of day or night. He will pop up, and what he does is he will first shout people out. Where are you from? They tell him where you're from, where they are from. And then he will say, if you have a prayer request, I want you to write it right now. He goes through all of the prayer requests. He'll read some of them out loud. Yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome person. And that's the other thing. You can get a feel for the personality. You can't really put on. It's best to be yourself. Be honestly you. Be who you are. And people can feel your genuineness. Right. But yeah, so he does pop-up prayers, and so let's say whatever your prayer is, your prayer request is, if it's, you need money, if you need healing, whatever it is, people just type it in. He reads the majority of them and he just stops and he prays. He'll pray for it. He'll plead the blood of Jesus against it, whatever it is, whatever your situation is, he prays for it specifically. And his prayer lasts probably less than 10 minutes. So he does pop-up prayer. Another person that I follow that's into ministry, because I'm a Christian, is Real Talk Kimberly Jones Pothier. She lives in Georgia. She is awesome. She keeps it real. She is Real Talk Kim. She's honest. She prays for you. She does a Tuesday morning prayer call. I've been calling that for months now, probably over a year, my sister and I. She keeps it real. She talks about real issues. One of the things she's ministering most to right now is to single women, married women who have been divorced, trying to get into a new relationship. She talks about full and total healing. She talks about, somebody throws, soul ties. She's been doing this teaching on soul ties right now for months. And every time you think, all right, God, I'm good, I'm ready, I'm healed. And then she touches on something else, you realize there's still something in there that God has to deal with before he sends whoever the husband is or what have you. But again, there's something for everyone. If you're into fishing and you can go out, like they have a map on Periscope and you can click on the map and you can pull it in as close to wherever you want to go. If you're looking for stuff in Jamaica, West Indies, very recently they added a new feature where if the scope has ended within, I think it's 24 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours, you'll see the scopes are in blue. You can click on it and review it. if you want to go to Ireland, you can now scope, you go over there. Now here is your warning, okay? Here's your warning. Every scope has a little image as a thumbnail, okay? Africa, everywhere, the entire world, everywhere where you go to the map and kind of, what is it? Swipe in, not swipe, I can't figure out what the word is, but you go into the phone and you get closer and span. So you span in, zoom in, and Africa, Ireland, wherever you want to go. Here's your warning, thumbnail images. Pay attention to what people's title is, okay? Pay attention to what the image says. Don't go open up somebody's scope and they're having Sam's happy time, because it's your fault. If you read, one of my coworkers, we tried to tell him what Periscope was, and you should really watch, and you and your wife, it's really good. You can find something on all these subjects. It's really awesome. And he went to go, yeah, he went to go open it, and it was like early in the morning or it was late at night, and the guy, whoever was scoping, it said woodwork or some crap like that. That's your warning, number one, woodwork, right? Number two, the image was black. You can't see what the person is doing. So he clicks on it. What do you think he saw? So he came back at me like, I don't know what you're trying to... I was like, listen, nobody told you to click on something that said, well, I thought he was doing carpentry. Well, that's your fault, okay? You need to be wise. So I'm saying that to say, be cautious on what you click on. If it's a little sketchy, if that's what you're looking for, go for it. I'm not. So if you see a title that looks like it could be something else and you're concerned, don't click on that, because you're going to see something you don't want to see. Now, it is against the Periscope guidelines, so if you're interested in reporting them, go for it. But don't click on, if you see a thumbnail picture and it doesn't look too kosher, don't click on it, because stop it. Don't do it. What's another thing? Trolls. Trolls are everywhere. Trolls are on Facebook. Trolls are those fools that believe that because they have a mouth or because they have fingers that they can do and or say anything to anyone. Trolls are normally people with low self-esteem and nothing better to do but then to jump into someone else's world and try to make them feel a certain way. Yeah, they're ridiculous. So they'll jump in your Periscope and ask to see your business, or just saying all kinds of stuff, talking against God or speaking against the president. Sir, please go somewhere else and have a good day. If you're doing the broadcast, if you're the broadcast host, you can delete the person or block them. That you just, by clicking on the name and then it says block them. If you are in someone else's broadcast, you can block them as well by doing the same thing, by clicking on the name and just clicking block. I prefer if the administrator or the person hosting blocks them. But people will jump in and say anything. And it's nothing against us personally. It's just some fool somewhere with nothing better to do. And this is another Adrianism. I feel like on Facebook, whatever your social media avenue is, I feel like you're not duly deputized to jump in and just say whatever you want. I really feel like everything that comes out of your mouth and your mind and your hands, you'll have to answer to God for one day. So I feel like everyone who does that foolishness, that it's going to eventually come back around to them. So I just and I'll click on it and let them go be with the rest of the trolls. They can just have a good day in troll land or wherever they live. Because that's not for me, but that will happen. Yeah. Yes, blocking immediately. Just block it. Now, if it's someone who, like, there was a scope that the woman I mentioned earlier, Nicole Scoper Walters, she was doing a scope one day, and this young man came in, and he wasn't trolling, but she was telling him about, well, she was telling everyone about the money she's making and how she quit her job and how God has been blessing, and she was just talking, and everything she was saying, he was just saying the opposite. No, you're not doing that. You're not making. And so instead of blocking him, she basically said, if you stick around, I'll show you some of my receipts. You keep watching and you keep watching my scopes and you're going to see something worth seeing. If it's that you don't know how to do what I'm doing, stick around and I'll show you. That kind of thing. So you have to know who you're dealing with. If someone is being disgusting, block them. If they're just kind of on that limit, sometimes you just watch them and let them stick around and maybe they can learn something from you. Maybe there's something that you can teach them. So That's another thing. I'm just about done. What else did I want to say to you all? Don't be scared to scope. That's my number one thing. There are so many people, like you'll scope, right? And you might see 15 people in your room right now that says 6, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people watching from computers, because you can actually go to Periscope. I think it's periscope.tv/ and then whatever the person's handle is. So if you want to watch this on a computer, you can go to periscope.tv/ AdrienneB. You can watch it on an iPad or whatever. So there's a lot of people that come in rooms that they're not actually able to tap the screen to show support and love or whatever. But I want to encourage you all that everyone was born with a purpose and everyone was born with a gift. And if this is the way that you can take that gift and share it with someone else, don't be scared about it. Don't be scared to do it. I'll talk about the hearts. Don't be scared to share your gift with other people. And if Periscope is the avenue, thank you, Miss Taylor. I do a curtsy. If Periscope is the avenue for you to use, then go for it. Because you're being seen across the world. You don't know who may stop in and see your scope. So be encouraged to do it. Don't be afraid. Teach people something. Sing a song. I'm going to do some singing scopes. Me and Carrie, Margaret's son, whenever he gets on Periscope, I'm going to poke him in his eye. Whenever Carrie gets on Periscope, we're going to do some singing and some music. Whatever your thing is, do that. Show someone else. Find some people that are in the same vein as you, and you might be surprised. You might get a gig off of it, or you might find some customers or some friends out there. So don't be afraid to do that. Now I'm going to talk about the hearts. K. Nicola, you did something last night that I kind of caught. Thank you again. Curtsy. And I have to represent New York, so I had to show y'all that because I'm from New York. I'm not from the West Side, but I'm saying the West Side, East Side. Hearts. K. Nicola did something last night. Tell me again, was it called Heart Mob? #HeartMob? Is that what it was called? The purpose of the hearts is to show support. If the person that you're watching is saying something worth listening to, double tap the screen. Wow, what she's saying is right. Bop, 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 bop. Show your love. If the person that you're listening to, if their lip gloss is popping and you love it, double tap the screen. If their eyebrows are on fleek, double tap the screen. If they look cute, double tap the screen. Show some love, show support, because when it's your turn, you're going to want someone to show you love as well. What I do, I go to Stranger Scopes and I even sit at my desk at work. My heart finger is, it's like on steroids. I tap that screen. And the other thing with the hearts, like I'm double tapping, blah, 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 blah. I love what you're saying. You look fabulous. Heart it up. This person, what they're saying, they're spitting fire, they're spitting truth, and I'm going to double tap it up. I'm showing you support. I'm showing you that what you're saying means something. Some of these people are nervous and scared. Giving them hearts helps to build their confidence. Heart it up. It doesn't hurt. What I do, another thing is for every scope that you watch, super hot fire. For every scope that you watch and give hearts towards, Periscope only counts the first 500. So if you have given like 600, it only counted the first 500. So what I do is, if I'm watching someone's scope and I love what they're saying, I will come out of the scope and go back in so that I can do another 500, so that every heart that I'm doing actually counts. If you see, like when you left someone's scope and what they were saying was so amazing, you gave them 3,500 hearts, Periscope only counted the first 500. So make sure that if the purpose of you being in this person's scope is to give them hearts, make sure that every heart that you give is counted. So 500, come out, go back in. If it's someone that is so amazing that if you leave the scope, you won't be able to comment anymore, because, I want to say for most people, Periscope only allows the first 200 people that come into the scope to comment. And after that, it will say broadcast is too full. So if it's one of those people, if Jesus is on here scoping and you leave, you're not going to get back. I'm just kidding. If someone on here is scoping and you leave and come back and you can't comment, you just gotta, if it's me right now, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be so famous. So then you don't want to do that. But anyway, first 500 hearts count. What is something else I can share with you? Catch.me. Catch.me has also been is a website that was created. You know, the Periscope broadcasts only last for 24 hours. Catch.me was a website created to catch all of your scopes after you're done, and it will remain on that website forever. So if it expires from Periscope, it'll continue to be on catch.me. What you have to do is go to catch.me and sign up for an account. Do you get something there? Yes. So I know there's like million heart clubs and stuff like that. You have to have so many hearts to get something. Yes, that's another thing. That's true, Margaret. You can go to the replay and give additional hearts. That's correct. But again, it only counts up to 500. But it shows that there are enough people that are watching you, that you're saying enough that someone should value your opinion. You know, that's one thing. Another thing is, once you get to a certain level, there are like heart prizes. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what they are, but because I haven't made it there yet, but I will. Once you get past a certain point, they feature your page. And let's say you're monetizing your scope. If you're monetizing your scope and you're on the featured page, that means you get even more views. That means whatever it is that you're monetizing for goes up. So yes, there are benefits to giving hearts and receiving hearts. Like I said, I go to stranger scopes all the time. That's how I met some of the people in here right now, is by going to their scopes, listening to what they had to say, and killing my phone. I bet you like that one area where you're supposed to leave the heart is probably worn on my screen. And I'll be like, she's saying so good. This is the best thing. But yeah, so even with K. Nicola, hey, K. Nicola, is Sasha your sister? Okay, I'll check it out. K. Nicola, is Sasha your sister? Yes. Okay, so this is what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. It was about 3 weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago. I was actually in the hospital. I never told you or your sister this. She's a sweetheart too. I was in the hospital with my sister. I was not feeling well. I mentioned to you guys, hey Carrie, what's up, dude? That I had an issue with my glands. My glands were swollen. So I was in the hospital bed, hooked up to an IV, and I'm on Periscope. Why? Because I'm laying there doing nothing else. Why not? Go on Periscope. So I'm scrolling through, and my dad is from Miami. So of course the places that I look for first are Miami area. I look for New York to see who's around. So I go on there and I clicked on her name because it said something about a makeup scope. So she was applying makeup or telling us what was in your training box. That's what she was doing. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then I start communicating with her. And while I think the doctor came in and took some blood, and I was like, I'll be right back. Didn't tell her what was going on, dealing with the doctor or whatever, and just in the scope. So if I hadn't met Sasha that day, if I wasn't just scrolling through, because I like makeup, as you can see, if I wasn't just scrolling through because I saw something that I liked, I wouldn't have met Sasha. And then if I didn't meet Sasha, I wouldn't meet the creator of the Training Beauty Box, which is you. So yeah. Exactly. She did. Yes, she was talking about it. And I was just interested in what she was saying. She didn't even show her face. She was showing the box. So again, that goes to those people who are not comfortable scoping themselves. Scope whatever you're talking about. Make sure that your title coincides with what you're scoping about. She was scoping what she had in this Training Beauty Box. She showed the box. She showed all the pencils and the lip gloss and da-da-da-da. It wasn't until maybe I don't know if that was her actual third. And I love y'all too. It wasn't until, I don't know if it was her third scope or just the third time that I saw her scope. But by then she turned around because she put on lip gloss, and then I was like, there she is. But if it wasn't for Periscope, I wouldn't have met you guys. And then we'll eventually meet and we have to go out and have a good time. And we got to go to karaoke and all that good stuff. Carrie, we got to go to karaoke too. But anyway, okay, so I'm rambling. And I think I had one more thing to say. Catch.me. Go to catch.me, create an account. You could either, if you have your Periscope hooked up through your Twitter account, you can do the same thing with catch.me. It'll just ask for your Twitter information. If not, create a quick account. And in the beginning, I think you have to, whatever your title is, you have to do hashtag catch. Catch.me. I'm sorry, because it's not with a C, it's with a K. Can't assume you know that. KATCH.me. This is what it looks like. Go to catch.me. So that what happens here is every time you do a scope and it expires off of Periscope, it's saved here. So when you get a good catalog of scopes and you want people to go back and view what you've talked about, maybe some of the stuff you did was amazing and you want someone to go back, reference this scope, then you can send them back there. It captures everything. That's another good tool for everyone to know. If you want to hold on to your scopes, if you don't want them to expire, you can put them here. The other thing is, if you do a scope and then you see after you finish scoping and it says save to my camera roll, if you save it to your camera roll, you've immediately deleted it off of Periscope. If that's not your intention, then don't save it to your camera roll. If you want to leave it up on Periscope for 24 hours, then don't save it to your camera roll. Once it's saved, it's gone from Periscope. And I know a lot of times that's, people can't go back and view it. It's on your phone, you've got the video, but who's looking at it besides you? And that's a little strange because you already know what you said because you said it. But so don't click save to the camera roll. Just let it slide for 24 hours or create a catch.me account and then everything will go directly there. So everything you scope will be there. You're welcome. So my catch.me, because I've done other scopes. Sometimes it's like weeks before I do another scope. But mine is catch.me/AdrienneB. So your catch.me would have your handle after catch.me. I try. And if you have any questions, just ask. There's not many people who go on here and tell you, hey, my fluffy puffs. Hey, there's not many people who just give you simple questions. If you have any questions, ask. What else? Margaret, is there anything that I missed? Okay. What is your advice for people who do scopes and nobody watches? All right. So here's my advice on that. One, when I first started, the lady who's in here now, Margaret, my homegirl, and my homeboy, Carrie's mother. Initially, I told them to turn your location off because when you scope, if someone wants to, I don't know what this is called. You know what I'm saying? You go on your phone and you do this. What is that called? Span? I don't know. If someone wants to zoom in close enough, they can see your location. Now, if you're in a public place, that's not a problem. If you're at home and you live in a complex where there's 30 families, cool. Nobody's going to knock on every door to find you. If you're at home and you're the only one that lives within a 10-mile radius, you don't want your location on because people are crazy. It's 2015. Don't do that. If you want to get people to follow you, I suggest doing some scopes that are in the public so that you can turn your location on. People find you a lot of times because your location is on. So a lot of people that are in my scopes come on because I have my location on. Tonight I don't have my location on because I'm taking care of business, and that's perfect. I don't think I have it on. If I do, somebody tell me, but I don't think I did. But so yeah, so that's one. So one suggestion is go to a public place so you can have your location on so people can pop in. When people pop in, they'll determine if they want to stay and listen to what you have to say. When your location is off, and if you don't have any followers, no one's gonna pop in because they can't see you. You know what I mean? Carrie did a Rincon is their dog. Yeah. So if no one can see you, then they're not gonna jump in. It's not because they don't want to hear what you have to say. It's that you're not available. So go to a public place, a library, go to a mall, someplace. Yeah, not on the map. Thumbs up. Boom. Go to a public place. Turn your location on. Make sure that your title, it doesn't have to be short. It doesn't have to be long. Make sure it's very specific as to what you're talking about. Because if your title doesn't make sense, and I'm not suggesting at all that your title doesn't make sense. If your title doesn't make any sense, then people are going to look at it. They might pop in for 2 minutes, but it's not going to hold anyone's attention. So make sure that your title is very specific as to what you're talking about. If it's about makeup, be specific in what your title is. Cut your location on sometimes. Like I did a mall scope. If you go to my Catch Me account, you'll see the mall scope. I was walking around the mall. I said, listen, okay. So I might be into fashion. I sew clothing for women. I'm all about it. Makeup. I've only been wearing makeup since I was 26 because I was a tomboy. I don't like going to the mall to shop. I don't like it. Okay? I don't like it. My sister who go in the mall in the morning and she'll leave when it closes. I don't like it. I don't. So we went to the mall a couple weeks ago. She got lost. I only went in. Thank you. That's my daughter. She's co-signing. I don't like it. I will park by the exit. I will find what I want within the store. I'm going to do some makeup too. I shop like a guy. I will find what I need. I will park by the exit that is right there, and I'll jump out of the car. I'm going in the mall for 4 minutes, and then I'm getting back in my car. I'm going home. My sister, all day long, no exaggeration. So we go to the mall this weekend, and I had my phone with me, so I'm like, well, let me scope. So I start scoping. Again, I'm a nerd, so I went to the Microsoft store, and I'm looking at different tablets and stuff, and then people popped in. People from St. Vincent popped in, people from, where's that girl from, Bermuda. And then as I'm walking around, the camera's not on me. This day, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I look like. We're not even gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about that. So I had the camera facing outwards, and every store that they wanted me to go in, I went in. Because again, my sister's occupied and she's over here doing God knows what. And I'm like, Lord, you know my heart, Lord Jesus, I love her, but please don't let me stay here another hour. It was a Sunday. Okay, they closed at 6 o'clock. It was like 5:55. I'm like, can we go? But anyway, so I'm going in the store. Some people in the scope wanted me to go into Aldo. So of course I'm going to Aldo. Now, I like clothing and I love shoes and I love accessories, but I don't like going to the mall, okay? So I'm walking around the mall. Someone's like, ooh, let me see those boots. So I'm stopping and, whatever you're led to do, just make it fun. People will jump in if it's fun. Whatever your thing is, do that. Be authentically you. Someone cares about what you have to say. As a matter of fact, there's like 80 other people in the world with your same thoughts, you know what I mean? Yes, May, with similar thoughts as you. Like there's people that you can. I love you, Janae. My daughter Janae Chantel, everyone clap for her. Thank you, Janae. But yeah, there's people in the world that are interested in what you have to say. There's people in the world with similar thoughts as you. Why not put yourself out there and find them? The most you're going to get is a troll that you can block. Of course, that was Drew, but tell him, hey. Block them. Block out the hate. Scope. Everybody get on Periscope. Everybody promise yourself that you're going to get on Periscope. You already know what you could talk about. If you knew that you can make $1,000 by getting on Periscope and talking about that thing, whatever your thing is, tomorrow, would you get on? Get on and get comfortable getting on so that when it's time for you to get on and if it's time for you to monetize, you're comfortable. One of my mottos is, everyone who knows me personally knows this to be true. Most of the time, places you go, you're never going to see these people again in your life, right? Why allow what someone thinks of you that you're never going to see again in your life? Why do you allow that to matter? It doesn't matter. People's opinion of me does not matter. God's opinion of me does. I make sure that whatever I do is pleasing to him and not other people. If you jump on here, that's because I'm a little loony, Margaret. You know that. You jump on here and talk. Just talk. You talk to your family members. You talk to your cousins and them. You talk to your girlfriends and them. You talk about people. Get on here and talk. Do whatever it is, whatever your niche is, I encourage you to get on here and do it. And if you find out again, I told you guys already to follow Natural Nicole. NAPTURAL Nicole. Natural Nicole will teach you how to monetize your scopes. She will teach you how to get on here with your mouth and talk and make money. Follow her. Simple. I sit back and watch people. I let people's characters show me if they're telling coin life. Boom. I let people's character tell me whether or not they're being honest or not. You pay more, don't just believe something someone tells you. Do your own research on people. Don't get on here and be like, well, I was bamboozled. Make sure that you know before you I'm saying follow Nicole. I have purchased one of her, what do you call it? Right, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Okay. Don't just believe anything anyone tells you. Make sure you do your own personal research. But there is money to be made out there. There are people out here that are making money from Periscope. And I promise you that when I make the first dollar, I'm coming to do a scope, and I'm be like, y'all, if y'all don't get on here and talk, I will show you. I'm not just a receipt. She's saying receipts. Natural Nicole says her receipts are her testimony and stuff like that. I'm coming here with, look, I want you to see this. You see this? This is what I made in Periscope. Because I, again, a New Yorker, you got to show us and prove. You can't just tell us something. We'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, you have a bridge for me? Oh, you want me to purchase it? Okay. No, we'd be like, show me. So, stacks. Yes, it's time. It's time. I feel like, you know, on a spiritual level, I feel like windows of heaven are open. No, it's time. It's time now for me, for Adrienne personally and her business to go forth and do what I have to do. So I feel like I know I'm not the only one. So come on with me and let's go. And that is all that I have to say. That is not even what I was going to say, but I'm done. But if anybody has any other questions, if you have any questions, please ask. Everybody still up their hands. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Anybody have any questions? You're welcome. If you have any questions, ask, because someone out there needs to hear from you. So we need you to say what you got to say. Yeah, she's about that scope life. Jesus be a scope. Janae, be quiet. Go to bed. Janae, go to bed. Go to bed with no dinner. Yes, but if there's any other information, I will get back on. When I hear something from somebody that I'm like, that is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life, I'll get back here and share it with you guys. How often should you scope? Okay, you want to make sure, some people scope once a day. Some people scope 3 times a week. You want to make sure that there's something for people to see. You want to be consistent. So if some people, like I said, there's a guy that I follow. I think his name is Kyron Prince, at Kyron Prince. He's in St. Vincent. You can set your watch to him. When the sun is shining, he is going to scope the sunset. Every day, Margaret, what is it, like 4:30 Eastern Standard? You know, our time changed. So I think that their time over there in St. Vincent does not change. But every day at 4:30, if the sun is shining, he's scoping. If it's raining, you don't see him. But you can set your watch to him. I know what time it is. It's almost time for me to get ready to go home from work because he's scoping right now. So whatever you decide to do, be consistent with it. I'm talking to myself as well. Right now, I'm just sporadically scoping. But if you want a following, let's say you're scoping about hair and you want to keep a following, make sure you scope the same day every week or something like that. Or throw a notification on your Instagram saying, hey guys, you can catch me on, I'm going to be talking about A, B, C, D, E, F, G at blah, blah, blah time on Periscope. But try to be consistent. How often, again, it's up to you, but make sure if it expires after 24 hours, you want to ensure that you have a presence. Now, in the beginning, when I was following Kay Nicola and her sister, I didn't have any scopes up. I happened to be sick. My throat is still kind of swollen. So I wasn't talking. I wasn't doing any scopes. I wasn't looking cute. So I wasn't getting on scope so I can be judged. I don't like it. But so there was probably a 2-week period, a week and a half where I had no scope. So yes, I'm in your scope and I'm liking everything, but no one was able to see me. So if you want to have a following and people following you, then make it consistent. Make it once a week, once a day, but make it consistent. Yeah, you can do that. Because number one, do that. Whatever you're most comfortable. Obviously not a library because you can't be in there talking. Shh. But wherever you're most comfortable, whatever it is and I will jump on, I will follow you. I will follow everyone who's in here tonight. So I will follow you and I will heart you up. Kay Nicola can tell you my heart game is strong. I play no games. I use both hands. Elbows, boom, whatever you need. But we're there for you. So yep, that is all that I have to say. Does anyone else have any more questions? I said to go follow Alex Pettit. He gives great not nerdy, but techie information in the morning. I follow Catch HQ because they're the ones who created Catch.me. And whenever there's a new release, like they started allowing you to share your catch.me on Facebook, and then maybe I missed a couple things. 5 minutes? Okay, I'm going to jump on in 5 minutes. So I'll be done in 5 minutes. Boom. Catch.me. When it was probably about 3 weeks ago, where you can share all of your catch.me videos on Facebook. But Facebook they're not fighting with, but they do not like Periscope. So I learned something today, that if you share a part of your Periscope video on Facebook, do not type the word Periscope, because Facebook will some kind of way try to get rid of it. What I was told today, and I don't know how true it is that Facebook is trying to come out with their own type of Periscope, so they're not. Yes, I'm jumping in. So follow at the Curve Vegan. She does a heart. Yeah, I am serious. She does the heart mob thing, so she gets your hearts up. But yeah, so Facebook is not really feeling Periscope at all. So if you do share any of your videos, just add a nice title, but don't put the word Periscope on there, because they'll figure out a way to get it taken off. So, but I heard that from Charlene Johnson, who is the mentor of Natural Nicole. So, boom. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Facebook has been tripping. If it wasn't for my business page, I probably wouldn't be on Facebook anymore, but that's Adrienne's opinion. So I'm a Periscope for life, or until Periscope decides to shut down. The other thing was, someone suggested, and I think it was Natural Nicole again. Her husband is an attorney. She was saying that, yeah. Natural Nicole was saying that right now, making money on Periscope is not regulated. So if you're going to kind of jump in the game to learn how to make money, do it now, because once the regulations and different rules and stuff hit, right now people are just free for all. So it's just money to be made, people are making the money. But once those rules and regulations hit, everything is going to change up. So again, follow her, figure out your ways to make your money now before the regulations hit. Get your coin. Yes, see, she said that. Yeah, she's right though, because once the government figures out you're making money, they're gonna want to figure out how they can get their cut. So if you can jump in here and get your coin now, do that before the government finds out. Any other questions? I'm going to jump off now. Get down on it. Get down on it. Anything else? Nope. Thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for viewing. I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the fact that you came in to hear what I had to say. Bye, Miss Taylor. I will see you on Friday. Miss Taylor, I told Kim to make me a plate for the, I'm coming to join you in a minute. You're very welcome anytime. Anytime I can give you any information about anything. If you have any questions, always ask me. I'm always here to give you that information. Miss Taylor, food for tomorrow. Kim is making me a plate for Friday's lunch, but I want you to stay on her to make sure my plate looks good. Thank you. Boom. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. I'm getting ready to jump out of here and go follow Miss Curve Vegan for the Heart Mob. Thank you for joining Eyelash Power. I'm getting ready to shut off, but you're welcome to watch the replay. Thank you all so much for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful evening and a blessed day tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.